Hi, my name is Lindsay Stevenson. I currently work at the Shawnee Mission School District as an instructional coach and a secondary learning coach. A little bit about me. I'm an educator, a mom, and a learner. I have a bachelor's degree from KU in secondary education with a focus on English, and a master's degree also from KU in special education with a focus on deaf education. This is my 16th year in education. I worked as a deaf educator in Blue Springs, an English and reading teacher for 11 years in Olathe, an instructional facilitator for 2 years in Leavenworth, and this is my third year in Shawnee Mission School District as an instructional coach and digital learning coach. This is the administrative team that I work with every day. I learn from them every single day. They have very strong leadership qualities, and they make it really fun to come to work every day. At home, I am married to a teacher. He's a history teacher in Olathe. We have one daughter who is a third grader and attends Edwardsville Elementary. We live in a small town called Edwardsville, and it is right near Bonner Springs and near the Legends, and we're just outside of Kansas City. We have 4 dogs. We have soon to be 3 cats, as we're adopting our third this week, and we have 10 chickens. So we enjoy our feather and furry friends in our free time, also enjoy hiking and being outside. Equity and inclusion in the classrooms. For an inclusive culture, what is the school leader's role in maintaining this culture, and what do I do if it doesn't exist? I think the number one thing we can do to build an inclusive culture is to train our staff. Train our staff in the appropriate language and character education that's important to integrate into every single classroom every day, as well as bringing that equity training throughout the school year so that it's not a one-time opportunity, but that it continues throughout the school year and builds every single session. Advocacy. What support can a school leader provide to encourage advocacy? I think that one opportunity is to direct an initiative to empower our students to lead their own conferences and their own IEP meetings. So rather than just being contributors, that we empower them to lead, helping train our staff and our students in that opportunity, as well as helping provide platforms for our students to speak for themselves and their learning needs. What plans and strategies can be implemented to ensure equitable treatment of students and our staff in an inclusive culture? I think that number one, we need to make sure all student populations and staff populations are recognized and represented. So having an opportunity for clubs and encouraging and asking for and seeking out opportunities for teachers to sponsor clubs that represent our ELL students, our LGBTQ plus students, having different religions and different backgrounds all represented, as well as our BSU. I think also having recognition be equal in assemblies is very important, and taking time and intention in that. We recently went through the steps to have our special education with their population be recognized and varsity letters for their Special Olympics and Job Olympics successes, and had an assembly to recognize their achievements just as we do all other athletes. And I think that was a really big movement forward for our building in inclusivity. I think also making sure that our leadership roles within the leadership teams and staff teams, as well as student leadership teams, are well balanced and represent the full student population. What steps can a school leader take to change negative assumptions that affect teaching and learning in an inclusive culture? I think the number one thing we can do is train our staff. Train our staff in the differentiation practices so that within all of their content areas, they recognize that all students can learn and that all students can reach high expectations, but helping our teachers recognize ways to get our students there. I think that all of our teachers want to get our students to higher expectations and want to see all students achieve. But sometimes when we look at where all the different places is that they're coming from, it is a challenge to know exactly how to scaffold and guide them there. So training in instructional strategies is number one. Another opportunity that would help change assumptions is to help our teachers not only recognize their own backgrounds that they bring to the table every day in our school, but also help our teachers learn how to build relationships based on student culture and help recognize those cultures and recognize those backgrounds in everyday opportunities within the classroom.